Phil, immediate reaction would be, did you feel like you guys got away from the run game too much in the second half? And I know there's a lot of things that go into that. And if so, why not?
Shoot, I don't know. I think you look at the first drive of the second half was good, other than not getting a touchdown, which would have been nice to go up 28-7. The second drive, we started on our own one. We ran it. We tried to take a shot and get out of there, and then we threw a screen to get out of there. And then the third drive, we started with a run action pass, which had been good for us, and they just had a great, they had a good blitz called on for the protection, and had I been able to back up in the shotgun and allow Jonathan to block him, so they get us to 2nd and 20. So you look at 3 possessions, we ran it a ton in the first one. I don't know what more we could have done different in the second 2. It's always going to be a question when you obviously you only score 3 points in a half, when we've been very efficient in scoring a bunch lately. So I don't know that was the reason, or that's the thing to point to. We just didn't get it done in the second half.
Stephen Holder.
Philip, you've had a lot of these as a team, these second halves where offense, maybe wasn't as consistent as you wanted to be, especially compared to some of the first half and some of the starts. The reasons always seem different, but the trend is kind of there. I mean, can you make sense of it? You just outlined reasons. They're all different from week to week. Why do you think it keeps happening?
Right. Yeah, I don't know. This is as respectful as I can say it. I don't know. I think if we knew, we wouldn't do it. I don't know if there's one thing. I know that Houston game, obviously this reminded me of that. We were rolling the first half of Houston, and we did nothing in the second half. It felt good to start the second half, though. That first drive of the third quarter, it felt great, and had a couple other drives. Obviously, get the first down before the interception there at midfield, and then it felt good in a 2-minute drive. I felt like we were going to go win it there as we got down inside of where we got 30, 35, where we were. So, I don't know if there's one thing to point to other than we got to find a way to keep the same. There was a if you could have been in the stadium, there was a feel of complete domination in the first half, all 3 phases, just kind of like that. Y'all don't have an answer, and we're not going to give you an answer. And in the second half, it was like almost we gave them a glimmer of hope, and then it felt a little bit like we were hanging on, and obviously you say, well, if you felt like you're hanging on, why did you stop hanging on and just go push the gas down? That's easier said than done. And I'm not saying we did that from a mentality standpoint, a man to a man, but it had that feeling a little bit like we were hanging on to protect something rather than just to continue to go attack.
Jim Aiello.
Yeah, Philip, I'm not asking you to, and I know you won't kill the guys that filled in for Anthony Costanzo and Braden Smith, but that has to be a much different game for you to play, knowing that you don't have 2 of the better tackles in the NFL on either side of you. How different is that game for you today?
I thought the guys did a heck of a job. I know we're going to be able to look at the sacks and whatever. It was well covered on the first sack fumble. It was well covered. They changed it up and played a little something different off of the same pressure that they had shown. So it kind of had me a little bit stuck with the ball. I was trying to just buy a little time and get rid of it. The one sack, on first down there is really nothing to do with the offensive line. Another sack, again, was pretty good coverage on the one scramble with Hayward. So you look at those. I thought the guys up front did a heck of a job filling in. Yes, do you miss Braden and AC? I wouldn't be doing them justice if I said we didn't miss them. But I thought the guys up front competed their tail off. The way we ran it and protected, I thought it was more than adequate for us to go win a ball game.
All right, we'll go 2 more. Mike Chappell.
Yeah, Philip, what a swing. You guys go from controlling everything to now you need to win and need help. I guess it's a dumb question, but is it hard to bounce back, or does that sort of reveal something about who you guys need to be?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be hard to bounce back. we were at this point in the year, you're playing for your season, and that's what we're playing for today. A chance to continue to control our own, not only to control our own to get in, but really control our own, depending on what happens in Green Bay tonight, with a chance to still a division title still out there. So, I think we got to just, again, our mantra is going to come back into play again, controlling what we control and trying to be 1-0 this week, because whatever happens, they all include us winning. So we got to make sure we take care of our business. And then I have to believe that 11 is going to be enough. It's only been 1 or 2 times ever that it's not been. Obviously, I know that I'm not denying that we don't need help, but I think let's control what we control. We certainly, I know I do, still have a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth from week one. So, find a way to get to 11-5 and go from there.
All right, last one, Greg Doyle.
Philip, early in the third quarter, after you kicked the field goal, y'all went away from the run a lot, as we were asking about earlier. How much of that was just coming in from the sideline, pass plays, or how much of those RPOs where you got the choice or you're audibling, that kind of thing?
Yeah, again, Greg, I think there could be a little bit more made of it than it was. Again, until we watch it in succession, and it's not my job to talk about what how many run to pass ratio and that. I think key thing in the third quarter to me is we ran it well and had a really good drive. We were on our own 1 yard line, ran it on first down, threw it twice, backed up. Then we were run a good run action out of our base personnel and got sacked because they had a good stun on for the pro. So now we're 2nd and 20. So those were the first 3 possessions. I don't know if that's so much getting away from the run, but again, we just got to execute better, whether it's run or pass. And then a lot of the times when we were in our 3 wide personnel, they were in base defense. There's not a lot of good runs that you can draw up against that base defense when we're in 11 personnel. So that's some of the reason for some of the, some of them. So yeah, I'm not here to defend them. I don't think that the run pass ratio is the reason we lost football game. We lost football game because we didn't execute well enough in the second half on either side of the ball. And I can say that obviously not pointing finger at our defense. I think all our defense will say the same thing. We just didn't play enough. Didn't play well enough as a team in the second half. And when you do that against a team that had won the first 11, it's not like, I know they'd hit a skid. It wasn't like we were playing Bad News Bears over there. I mean, that was a team that's had a heck of a season. So we gave them life. We've been on the other side of those before when you get going, when you get behind, and we let them, they were the aggressor. As it went to the 10-point game and a 3-point game, they were the aggressor. And I don't mean that from a play calling standpoint. I just meant in general, it had that little bit of that feel of like, oh boy. And we just, it's not good enough.